today and to stand with you to oppose this horrendous bill, which is really a travesty of justice. Priests for Life stands for the dignity of each and every human being from the moment of conception to the moment of natural death. We believe that each and every human being is made in the image and likeness of God, and that abortion kills a preborn child, which is basically a fact, and also it harms women as well. So we stand against abortion not only because of what it does to the baby, but also because of what it does to women as well. And so many women choose abortion not because of so-called freedom of choice. They choose abortion because they think there is no other choice. I want to tell you a story of something that happened to me. When I was a parish priest in northern New Jersey, I got to know a woman who was pregnant by her boyfriend that she had hoped to marry. Now, he was breaking up with her and getting married to someone else. And he wrote her a blank check and expected her to use it to have an abortion. Called her every day to try to pressure her into it. I talked to her over the course of a week. I wasn't sure what she was going to do. I gave her information about pregnancy resource centers. I showed her different things about the stages of development of the unborn child. I talked to her how about abortion would harm her, how she'd have to live with the memory of this for the rest of her life. Finally, because there was no pregnancy resource center with an ultrasound, I took her to a hospital, and she saw her baby on an ultrasound. When she saw that baby on the ultrasound, she realized she couldn't go through with an abortion. And she gave birth to a little baby boy, whose name is Daniel. I had the privilege of baptizing Daniel, and when Daniel was 14 years old, and he's 16 now, but his mother wrote to me and said that at that time he was 5'9", 185 pounds, with red hair, freckles, and blue eyes. And that he loved to play with his video games and loved to play with his friends. And that he also studied 3 hours a day. The electric guitar, that is. But you know, the story of Daniel really takes the issue of abortion out of the realm of the abstract, you know, the idea, into the realm of the concrete. What happens to real people? Abortion is about the killing of real people like Daniel. And sadly, you might think that offering alternatives to women for abortion, that might be one thing that pro-life people and so-called pro-choice advocates could agree on. But it's not, because those who claim they're pro-choice and support this horrendous bill, they're really not pro-choice, they're pro-abortion. And neither do they respect the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, which guarantees us freedom of speech. The government should not be regulating speech. The government should not be regulating what pregnancy resource centers are saying to women. And they're not lying to women. And what they say, they offer free pregnancy tests. They offer abortion alternatives. They offer options counseling. This is what they say they offer, and this is what they do. And so this bill is an attempt to criminalize the pro-life movement here in New York City. By the way, I went to school in New York City. We had some Fordham people here. I went to Manhattan College. But also, one other thing about abortion. In 2003, the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, they said that basically that women should be notified about the potential link between abortion and breast cancer. They said there is considerable volume of evidence supporting this This link, which is moreover highly plausible, we believe that a reasonable person would want to be informed of the existence of this evidence before making her decision. And I don't know how this has probably been talked about earlier. I only arrived about an hour ago. But recently there was the case of Dr. Kermit Gosnell in Philadelphia, who delivered live babies and then killed them after birth. His abortion mill was called the House of Our Horrors. Legalizing abortion only let the back alley doctor hang his shingle out on the front. These pro-abortion politicians who claim to be for women, they really should be investigating these abortion centers, not the pregnancy resource centers. Just recently in Florida, there was a man down there by the name of Pierre Jean-Jacques Renely. You probably may have heard, some of you may have heard of him. He lost his license in Florida because he operated an unlicensed and unauthorized medical practice, botched abortions, evasive tactics, false medical records, and hiding and disposing of a baby that was delivered by one of his assistants, delivered alive, and then later killed. This man, who lost his license in Florida, is now doing abortions in the Bronx. Pierre Renely was his name. He wasn't good enough for Florida, but somehow he's good enough for the women of the Bronx. And so, these pregnancy centers, the pregnancy resource centers, they are offering real alternatives to women, and they are threatening the abortion industry. And that is why the abortion industry wants them shut down. They're not going to be happy until the pregnancy resource centers have closed their doors for good. And this is a time to stand up to this evil. And as Edmund Burke says, the only way evil triumphs is for good men to do nothing. So God bless you for all your efforts.